Okay, let's take a minute and talk about crowdfunding. All registered members, community-free members, have access to the crowdfunding component. Okay, here's a diagram of how the hierarchy is set up for the crowdfunding component, and that you've got different types of crowdfunding, right? You've got two types. I'll get to that shortly. And then you've got the pitch stations, right, which are the channels allowing you to direct your campaigns to a specific audience. All right, you have the American Veteran Entrepreneurs, you have BAV, Black American Veteran Entrepreneurs, Homeless American Veteran Entrepreneurs, and Young American Veteran Entrepreneurs. I've got ideas for some more that are going to come up here in a minute, but this is what I have right now. So what's the purpose of crowdfunding? To help members secure funding for their projects. That's it. Crowdfunding provides American veterans with the ability to raise small or large sums of money from groups of people to include friends, family, business owners, sponsors, and individual investors to help finance startup projects. Okay? Someone like myself, I don't qualify for anything when it comes to lending. I felt it necessary to build that feature into the platform in order to provide a way for others in similar position. All right. This is the benefit of crowdfunding to those needing to raise money who may not qualify for traditional funding offered through banks or lending institutions. It allows the fundraiser to leverage the power of the internet, social media, and social networks to tap into larger pools of possible donors. All right. Now let's talk about the pitch stations. I created the crowdfunding pitch stations to provide segmented channels for members to target their pitching efforts. These are basically membership websites, which allow members to join for free and create video posts of their pitch, which is linked to your crowdfunding campaign. So let me show you what I'm talking about. To get to your crowdfunding campaign, you've got to the crowdfunding component. When you go to community, to the community tab under your membership homepage, you've got a link here that's going to take you to the crowdfunding page, which is this page here. Okay, and when you create campaigns, every campaign that you create is going to be located here. Okay, now I'm going to show you what that looks like, how to create a crowdfunding campaign. Now let's take a look at let me close that. Here, these are your pitch stations. Every pitch station is basically a video marketing blog. The same video blog that everybody gets assigned when they log in, when they upgrade their account to a premium account. Now, what I want you to know, just pay attention to, is the fact that I'm using these blogs. Okay, it's the way in that I'm using them. These are video blogs. You want to encourage video. The more video you create, right? So the more video you create, the more chances you have to get traffic from different audiences to your videos. Okay, that is going to be a part of your brand development strategy that I'm trying to provide for you. Okay, I can't guarantee that it's going to work, but the more eyeballs you have on your videos, the more chance that traffic is going to become curious about everything else that's associated with your brand. Okay, so when you're thinking about, well, what am I going to do with my crowdfunding? I'm talking about my video blog. As you can see, you just need people to create videos. So you need to just come up with an idea that's going to encourage people to create video. Okay, I got sidetracked right there for a minute, but let me just get back to what I'm talking about here. Okay, the crowdfunding campaign, this is just basically a form. Okay, you can create, you're going to, man, I can't talk. You're going to complete this form. Okay, and this form should tie in with your crowdfunding strategy. Okay, let's try to go back to this. See if I can find this. Okay, sorry for the silence there, but okay, so what you're going to have inside of that folder of your welcome kit, you're going to have information that pertains to a pitch deck. Okay, now the pitch deck document is going to give you an idea with each slide of your presentation slide, your pitch deck slide, how it should look, what should be, what you should have on each slide. Okay, now the reason why I diverted is because, again, when you go into that, when you're completing the form, the form is going to need a description. All right, that's a major component. You're going to need to set minimum, maximum, and recommended funding contributions. And so a lot, when you get down to your depending on which one you want to use, you've got a justification slide for funding. That should be in line with what you have in your presentation. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you've got consistency there. But again, you're going to take the information and do with it as you please. I just want to make sure that you're aware of what your options are as it pertains to your crowdfunding. Now, the instructions, and what I did is I also left you a sample pitch slide, and that's mine. Well, let me take you back over here for a minute too. I'm all over the place right now. I'm not even following my own thing. How does it work? There you go. Okay, so as I stated, I created crowdfunding stations to provide segmented channels for members to target their pitching efforts. Okay, these are basically membership websites which allow members to join for free and create video posts of their pitch, which is linked to a crowdfunding campaign. Okay, your pitch is linked to your crowdfunding campaign. So again, the primary name, American Veteran Entrepreneurs, that's the primary name and strategy. So I took it a step further to target the following audiences. Now, American Veteran Entrepreneurs, that's basically everyone. There's nothing there. It's just generic, right? Black American Veteran Entrepreneurs, homeless American Veteran Entrepreneurs, young American Veteran Entrepreneurs. And once I get going, again, you'll see me more than likely create more channels, more segmented channels. So again, how does it work? You're encouraged to complete the goals challenges, right? So let's go back to the goals challenge that I introduced you to in the previous video. That's going to allow you to identify and document your goals, right? Now, these steps are converted into a project which will likely require funding. Now, your project may not require funding. You just may need to create a website, right? If that's the case, then you're fine. You don't necessarily need to worry about the crowdfunding. But if you do have need for funding, right, this is the process here. All right, you're going to use a slide deck, all right, to create a presentation of that project, which is going to be based off your goals. Okay, that's your goals challenge. You got to define those goals first. Once you define those goals, you're going to determine, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, I need to fund this, right? Now, the pitch is going to include justifications for funding. All right, you're going to take and create a video of that presentation. All right, then you're going to create your crowdfunding campaign. You'll come here, and in the description, you're going to upload the video to YouTube or Vimeo or whatever hosting platform that you use. You're going to add the video into your description. Okay, in addition to a short description about why you need funding, everything else. Okay, now that's, for the most part, it's going to be it. This is where the pitch stations come in at, because technically you would create a crowdfunding. You say, okay, now how do I market that? How do I get this in the eyes of people so that they can, come and want to donate and find out more about my campaign? Well, that's what the platform is for. That is where you go back into your community profile, right? And then you post an update inside of on your activity wall. Hey, I just created a new crowdfunding campaign. Click here, and that's going to be a link. This link that links you back here. Okay, because at this point you haven't created your website yet because you haven't upgraded the membership. But what you're doing is you're setting the foundation beforehand. Okay, and what you'll be able to do is use your as you make progress with your website, you'll then be able to direct your donors to your progress. You see what I'm saying? That's why I put the crowdfunding before the actual membership upgrade, because now you can show progress. Hey, this is where I'm at. I'm 45% complete with the project. This is how things are looking. Yada yada yada. Okay. Now, again, you'll solicit feedback from members. So when you post it on one of your stations, let's say if you just use the generic station, or if you're a young American veteran, you use T.A.V as your primary pitch station, but you also have the American veteran. You know, if you're of ethnic descent, Black American veteran, you go here and you post a video. All right. Everyone who's in that audience will more than likely commit. I mean, that's the purpose of the blog. The purpose of the blog is for people to actually each one reach one. If you see someone pitching an idea, you know, you're encouraged to respond. You're encouraged to engage that person. You're encouraged to give positive feedback, or just feedback in general, to kind of guide the person along. Okay? None of that chaotic nonsense crap where you're telling people, oh, that ain't gonna work, your shit is raggedy. Nah, I'm gonna delete you before I delete that person. Right? This is about uplifting. Even if, you know, if you may have expertise in a particular area and you may see shortcomings that may be presented in the presentation, it's not for you to tear that person down. It's for you to actually try to help that person. All right. And what I was saying with the goals challenge is you can use the goal challenge as a perk. Okay. Now what the perks are, as you get down into completing, you're able to add a perk. Okay. Perks or rules, right? They're giveaways, or they're rewards that you give to your donors. So if someone, let's say if you set a minimum recommendation, so you got a minimum contribution, a recommended contribution, and a maximum contribution. Minimum contribution may be $5, right? You don't get anything for that. But if a recommended contribution is $25 and the maximum contribution is $100, then what you can do is take the goals challenge, okay, and you can use either the course or the actual goals assessment as a perk. Okay, or like I said, like I showed you earlier, you have the Purpose in You course. You can get that course and use that as a perk, or you come up with your own. But that's just how you would use the goal challenge. That's just there as an option for you, because I don't know crowdfunding. This is my first time, so I've never even done a crowdfunding. My first crowdfunding campaign that I created is for the American Veteran. But you'll see me create more for each one of my projects, because I have intentions that go beyond just the platform. So I understand where I'm going with mine, but as you become more familiar with your goals, once you have them established, and you begin to really look deep into that project, you'll find that there are different levels to that project, and you'll end up going beyond just, creating the website. Once you get the goals, other areas are going to start to open up for you. Things are going to become more clearer, and you're going to realize the possibilities that you have, with that idea. Every idea is special. I'm telling you, I believe in this. Every idea that you have is special. Okay? But it's up to you to look deep inside of yourself and understand the magnitude of what you're dealing with. Don't be flippant about your ideas. Take the time, put in the effort, and determine whether or not a funding aspect is necessary in order for you to be able to achieve success in implementing that idea. I don't want you to give up. I want you to know that you have options, and I want you to know that every idea is worth pursuing. That's what this platform is for. Okay? So in a nutshell, that's crowdfunding. Okay. See you in a minute.